Hello. It's been a couple of weeks. Progress has been pretty steady, but a lot of the things I've been working on just don't show well. A lot of time has gone into nuts and bolts work like LODS, transitions, along with some audio changes. However, I am now at the point where I would like to show a couple of things. Most importantly, I am increasingly confident of a playable demo being available later this year. I'm just going to run through the current start point of this. It's not the final start point, but give kind of an idea of what the opening minutes are going to look like. So my aim for this tutorial is to both function as a hook for player interest, as well as essentially being a playable tutorial. I would like to avoid as much text box style instruction as possible, but I do recognize that the controls and functions here can be a little complex and not necessarily intuitive for a new player. So I have added some more in-depth instruction sheets, but I have just given players the ability to skip them if they would like. You can see I've gone with the extremely original highlighted object approach. So the first time you interact with certain objects, you will get a more in-depth multi-page setup telling you in some detail how they function, as well as elements that will play into the current situation. Like the ship will start flooded to a degree, requiring the player to use and understand how the pumps function, as that can be a pretty major part of gameplay. Along with that has come changes to how flooding works in entirety to make it persistent, along with a number of other smaller changes that, again, don't really show too well. The ship is going to start grounded, as can be seen here, requiring the player to understand how to free a ship using kedging or warping, because depending on where you are, that can be a major component of gameplay. And for newcomers to the project or people who haven't seen how kedging works, it's shown here. It's definitely simplified from the real approach. You don't need to go out in your rowboat and move them around, although you definitely could if you desired to. But it's a fairly simple placement system. Collision audio has been added, so you should be able to hear the hull dragging across the ground. we are free. At any point, you can simply return the anchor to its place. You don't have to go to the location it is tied. Yeah, essentially that's the approach I'm going for. There will be more elements added, steps speaking in more depth on how to control the rigging and whatnot. Next up, I have made some changes to lighting, both mechanically on a sort of project level as well as down to the individual lights. Players can now toggle the ship's lights at will, as well as the fact that they will now respond to different environmental conditions. For example, the lights will no longer burn forever even when your ship has sunk. If they come in contact with water, they will go out. Something I'm considering with lights is an oil system tied into the kind of provisioning system like Oakham, food, water, and whatnot, where you wouldn't need to go and feed each individual light, but rather to be able to use your lights, you would require a supply of oil in your provisions, and when the lights are on, that oil would be consumed at a slow rate. I haven't fully decided on whether I will actually do this or not, as I worry that it could add a level of unnecessary tedium. So I definitely welcome any opinions on the matter, but it is a change that has been made. And to finish up, I just want to give a short update on the Saettia, which is nearing a fully functional state. The rigging is mostly complete. The ship will now sail and respond to wind and other conditions as one would expect. There's been a few changes made to the model to add a little bit of detail, as well as previously mentioned, lots of changes to LODS and some texture changes and whatnot to hopefully help out performance a bit. The lighting has been overhauled. Probably won't show too well through YouTube's wonderful compression, but the interior has been filled with volumetric lighting, as well as some dust and particle effects to kind of help out the ambience a little bit. The audio has been zoned out, so interior audio is a little bit different from exterior audio. On a systems level, just about everything is in place. The cargo system has been added, as well as the provisioning system has been both implemented and added to the mesh in terms of display. The ballast system has been added. So just about everything is in place. There's a couple of remaining things I still need to do, but by and large, everything is complete. So this ship will be hopefully present in some form for the demo, but more on that will be coming over time. But yeah, ultimately progress has been pretty steady. So with that, I'm going to sign off, but I thank you all for watching, and I hope to have a new video out in not too terribly long here. And in the meantime, enjoy what is hopefully good weather for you.